Great to see everybody here. Really excited about the conference this week, and lots of familiar faces from around the world. Very exciting to share with you just a quick update on the LSO market adoption. And this is a slide from our State of the Industry report. Many of you have already downloaded this report. It's available at MEF.net/report. And basically what we've done over the last year, and a little bit more than that, is we've engaged with hundreds of individuals from a very large number of companies around the world to explore where we are with the adoption, starting out with the automation between service providers, but then we're going to start extending that out to the enterprise and also looking at the operational functions. But this forecast right here is looking at the adoption of LSO APIs to automate the business functions between service providers. And in the report, we highlighted, I believe, 120 plus or so. We're well over 135 service providers around the world that are in some stage of what we call the LSO adoption lifecycle. That's all the way from interest through to implementation. And we've developed a forecast based from the ground up. It's not just, saying, hey, we think the market could be this size and we're just guessing at things. We're actually looking at each individual service provider, where they are in the adoption cycle, and then building a forecast based on that. So at the high level, we've got, 135 plus. It's probably getting closer and closer to 150 plus around the world. Now, we may be missing in terms of the timing from one half year to the next, because we're starting to see a few delays in the market. But if you look at the longer term forecast, we should at least be at 100 companies that have adopted the LSO Sonata and Cantata APIs by 2025, the end of 2025. As we look towards the next couple of years, we're going to see an adoption acceleration due to a number of factors here. More buyers engaging with their service provider partners to ask them to adopt the APIs. We're going to have more payloads that will be supported, because most of the adoption that's happened so far in the market has been around the Ethernet services. But we're going to see more payloads, and then of course we have a broader number of companies that are supporting service providers in the adoption of these APIs, and they are highlighted in the State of the Industry report. So we talk about the adoption lifecycle. You can see here those that are in the various stages. We have a large number that are in the evaluation and business case stage, and the committed stage that'll be moving on into the development, test, and implementation here. And then, of course, every time we come across a company that has expressed interest in the APIs, we throw them into the adoption lifecycle. So if anyone has not been engaged, in our research effort, or hasn't had discussions with me and the team, reach out to me at stan@mef.net, and I will be happy to talk with you about the adoption. One of the things I'm excited about here is the number of service providers in different tiers and in different regions. You can see from this graph that we have a really nice mix of service providers in all stages of the adoption lifecycle in various regions, right? We have a large number in Europe. That's where a lot of the implementations started out. But then we started to see the adoption interest spread around the world. And the Middle East and Africa have come on over the past year. And this is not just, the interest in the APIs is not just around Ethernet, it's around the other types of services, including network as a service, obviously, which is a key focus of this event. And so we're starting to see interest in using the APIs to support a wide variety of applications. And of course, I mentioned the tiers. It's exciting to see that we have a significant level of interest in the Tier 3 and some in the Tier 4 markets as well. This slide illustrates companies that have given us permission to share the logos as committed or in production. Some of those over on the right may already be in production or very close to production. If you are, let me know, and I'll move your logo to the left. If you don't see your logo up here, contact me, and I'll make sure I get you in there, because we do want to recognize all the companies that are moving down this adoption path. And I just want to say thanks to everybody that has engaged with us in our discussions, because it's really important that we have a realistic assessment of where the market is. And I appreciate the candid discussions that we have. You know, in those discussions, we talk about the challenges, we talk about the opportunities, we talk about what's needed next. And a lot of the service providers I talk to are saying, you know, it would really be great if we can have greater visibility into where each company is in terms of the functions that they support, you know, the specific things like order and inventory and so forth, and then also the releases. So part of our research effort is going to be looking at the various APIs that are supported by each company and the releases that they're involved in, and whether they're implementing on the buy side or the sell side. So those are the types of things we want to cover, especially as we go forward. So with that, I think that's the end of my slides. I'm going to hand it over to Pascal. If you have any questions about the research, where we're going next with the research program, I would be happy to chat with you. Right?